our second away game as we hit the road to Werribee to tame the Tigers. We're going to talk about it. This is the Devil's Den. The map is back.
Brand onto it. Long kick inside forward 50. Cameron again with a strong mark.
Just great ball use there and finished off by the Tassie skipper in style. He was never going to miss.
Go under the pressure.
Siggins takes it out of the ruck and throws it on the boot. Outstanding!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Devil's Den podcast, the For Fans by Fans podcast, where we talk nothing but the Tassie Devils. Last time the Devils were on the road, they dismantled the Dolphins like they were a can of tuna. We are again on the road this week versus Werribee. What is it going to take to tame the Tigers? I'm JD. This is Fred. Fred, another Victorian road trip, mate. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I've watched half of the game while I was destroying my old laptop and soaking it in. It's going to be very interesting, but you know, let's have a little chat about it and see what we come up with.
Yeah, why not? Let's dive straight in now to our opposition breakdown. So the Werribee Tigers, we are playing them on Saturday, May the 9th at 1:05 p.m. at Avalon Airport Oval, which is in Werribee. That's a confusing name because it's nowhere near the Avalon Airport, I can tell you. Werribee are currently 11th on the ladder, 3 wins, 3 losses, and they lost last week to Port Melbourne, 90-64. We're playing another standalone team. They were established in 1964, and they were aligned with North Melbourne until 2017. They won the premiership in the VFL just 2 years ago and were runners-up in 2023. Do you know much about Werribee, Fred?
Yeah, they're a very proud club. They've been around for ages, like most of the VFL clubs. You know, they're sort of on a rebuild, I think, as well, from what I've read and what's been sort of said in the media. They've got some talent in their team. They're just sort of trying to work out, you know, who they are as a team, their identity, how they play. So I think that's why they've been getting those mixed results of late. So they'll probably, you know, towards the middle of the year, they're going to be pretty good. So hopefully we can get up there and shake them up a little bit and then get a dub.
Absolutely. Have they got many players to watch? Who have you got your eye on for Werribee that we should be worried about?
Yeah, there's a midfielder, number 29, Dom Brew. He's rejoining JJ. He's a reigning Liston Trophy winner. So that's the VFL, like Brownlow
basically.
Yeah. So he's got some toe. Obviously, he stands out. He averaged 29 disposals last year and 10 clearances, which is bloody phenomenal. And that's probably one of the things we're lacking to our clearances. One of the best footballers in the VFL. You know, obviously, given that he's won the Liston. Consistently talked about as a guy who could easily go to the next level, but I don't know what's going on there. Like, he probably could go. Let's see what happens. Complete workhorse, never gives up. His endurance is pretty awesome. I mean, like, you just got to think of a player that's a bit rough and tumble like Matt Rowell. Yeah. So yeah, he's pretty much like him. He's going to get a lot of the ball. It's all about what he does with it, really, and how effective he is, and how efficient he is. That will tell the story of how well Werribee will go.
He's constantly brought up in mid-season draft talks. The amount of times Kautumi has brought him up on their podcast saying to keep an eye on Dom Brew. He's just very unlucky to not get picked. I think he's not the tallest. He's in the 170 centimeters, and I think that probably goes against him. But like you said, he is a quality player and probably too good to be playing VFL, but not quite good enough to be playing AFL. So keep an eye on number 29, Dom Brew. I myself am keeping an eye on Sam Donigan. He's one of the guys lucky enough to join another team after the Northern Bull Ants folded in the new year. He's 175 centimeters. Again, a smaller type player. He's agile, low center of gravity, can easily pop up and get 25 disposals and a couple of goals. I'm this he's got a bit of jack jumper about him. Not jack jumper, but a bit of devil about him, to be honest. He's fast, he's clean, he averages 5 clearances a game and plays a little bit like Zach Butters. So Sam Donigan, number 12, is another one to watch.
Yeah, he sounds like a bit of a goal sneak when he goes up forward. I mean, 175, he's not very tall at all. But, you know, these type of players, they were, you know, the one that are a little bit undersized, they're the ones that work the hardest, really, because they have to find other ways of getting the ball and being effective. And by the sounds of it, this guy, he's gonna be one to look out for, I think. And if we don't, you know, keep a close watch on him, he's probably going to cut us to ribbons. So keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's topped their list for possessions a couple of times this year. So I definitely wanted to bring up Donigan because can be a threat. You've got one more for us, maybe a name that some people will recognise, Fred.
Yeah, Charlie I can't even say his name. Lazaro? Is that
Lazaro.
right? Lazaro, yeah. He's a midfielder, but he's played 39 games with North Melbourne, and they say he's a defensive midfield, but I think he's a bit more of a jack of all trades. He can play pretty much anywhere you put him, back, forward, mid, wing. Like he's very, very versatile, and players like that are a dime a dozen. So if you've got a player like that on your list, and I think every team should have a player like that on their list, he's going to do pretty well. Played for Port Melbourne last year and averaged 27 disposals, so he's pretty damn. He's an accumulator, and like I said, he's probably been thrown around all over the ground. Elite with his disposal. You know, he can move the ball well by foot and by hand. He's a good mix of grunt and speed. So he's probably one of those extractor types. Like I said, he's an all-rounder. He can do a bit of everything. So he is one of those guys you really, really got to keep an eye out for. And I don't like this comparison. Connor Rozee is a class above bloody everyone when he's on. But let's just call him the Temu version of Connor Rozee, shall we?
Honestly, when I saw his name pop up, Fred, that he's playing VFL, I was a bit surprised because I thought he showed a bit when he was at North Melbourne, and to be out of the AFL system for the last 2 years really surprised me because he used to have a go at North Melbourne. Maybe just was suffering from like too many of the same type. He's got a bit of Finn O'Sullivan. He's got a bit of Luke Davies Uniac about him, sort of thing. Sort of that running, but also in and under midfielder. So I think he was probably just the 24th or 25th best player at North Melbourne, and probably unlucky not to be on a list, I would say. So keep an eye out for number 2, Charlie Lazzaro.
Yeah, it's very cutthroat in the AFL. Like if you're a midfielder, like there's so many midfielders in the league, you have to be very, very, very good to be an AFL on baller, and you have to bring something unique or something that another team is after. And it's really unfortunate that it's these players that are very, very good players, and there's no doubt about it, and they just can't make an AFL system. It's really sad. Maybe they should have 22 teams just to get some more awesome talent in the league, eh?
Well, I think so. They seem to be complaining that the depth isn't there to have more teams in the AFL. But God, there's some quality players playing in the VFL at the moment that are not getting a go. makes me scratch my head, to be honest.
I really don't. I really don't believe that there's a lack of talent. There's so much talent and good footy players around the country, like over in the Waffle, Snaffle, like even the Queensland leagues and all that. Like there's some bloody good players. It's just about really getting out there and finding them, because I think I've mentioned before, if you've got a guy in a Metro League that's absolutely dominating as a player, like he's got to be looked at and then see what he's like in the next level. And if he does a pretty good in that, it's a no-brainer. It's just about how committed they are to doing it, So, there's plenty of talent. I just think the scouts don't look hard enough. I think they just find their favourites and that's it.
Well, yeah, it seems like the scouts they go to the Victorian private schools, and anything out of that, you're very, very lucky to get on their radar. I think there is a lot of work that could be done in the scouting area, because it does seem a bit one-sided, and you see guys coming out of the VFL and the Waffle, and they just slot straight in. Look at Angus Anderson for Collingwood. He's absolutely dominating after spending 3 or 4 years in the SANFL. There's really
Port Adelaide have picked a couple up from the mid-season draft last year, and look, they've been offered full contracts now, and they're effective players. Like it's like I said, it's just about you being willing to take a punt on someone that is obviously talented, but to see if you can whip them into shape to AFL level. It's just about looking for it again.
100%. This is a tangent I didn't expect us to go on, Fred, but I'm glad we've solved that problem for the AFL. There's no reason why we can't have 22 teams and just have each team play each other once and have it an actual fair roster every single year. Let's get back to Werribee now, where they are vulnerable. And across the season, we've averaged 6 more inside 50s than they have. And with our mix of tall and small forwards, I think we can really, really exploit them with our forward pressure. In the last 5 weeks also, they've had scores of 64, 46 and 57. And those are in the games they've lost. So when they lose, they do really struggle to score, and which makes me think that our defence is going to have an absolute field day just cleaning up. Because if they haven't got a guy kicking a ton on the day, they don't really have the spread of players to kick multiple goals and keep them competitive for the whole game. Is that what you sort of saw when you watched them, Fred?
Yeah, they just don't have the firepower. I don't like ragging on teams, but just the last game, the game I just watched, then they just didn't seem to have it going. Their ball movement is very stagnant. 1 minute you think they're going to play fast and they get a few nice hand passes, and then they probably overuse it and butcher it, and then it's a turnover, and they get scored on, and then they go, I think they go in their shell a little bit. They now start bombing it towards their forwards and like stop making them options for themselves. And they just sort of get comfortable in just like kicking it down the line, which is what I found. I'm not a footy analyst, obviously, but this is what I just saw the last game. And they were just comfortable and bombing it along and trying whatever it takes to get it forward sort of method. And that sort of football in any league just doesn't cut it. And especially if you don't have like a key centre half forward that can take a mark, or someone that can deliver the ball to these guys. I'm not saying they're not skilled. I'm just saying that they just haven't found their identity or their game plan, and it's not quite clear. And that's why I said, look, 1 minute they're hand passing and they're looking great, and then the next minute they're bombing it long to a big pack of players and not holding on to the ball. So I think with the Devils this week, if we don't overuse the ball, I'm a bit worried about us overusing the ball and not really getting it to the right option straight away. So giving that first option they see that's out. So even if it is those sort of half risky kicks of going into the middle, we've got the skill and the talent to put it in the middle and start running and have that overlap run. So I've been looking at their clearance numbers are way, way higher on average than the Devils. So they're up around, I think they're up around 35 or like 30, 35 a game, and we're down at about 28. So we really have to get first use of the ball. So if we're not ready on the hop, this is where we could be quite vulnerable. Our back six, I love our back six. I could just go there and watch the back six all day. Like I love watching our back six, but like I said, all it takes is one person to get off the chain and kick a couple of goals, and their tails get up. We could be in a little bit of trouble, especially out of those centre clearance. So we really, really have to come up with a lot of clearances this week, just to change up our game plan a bit, because we score heavily from our rebounding halfback transition goals. So I'd like to see a score in another way, and to see another way. And if we do that, I think that teams will have trouble scouting us.
Absolutely. Talking about finding different ways to score, we're going to have a chat about our player in our player to watch. Lockie Hay is the player to watch for this week. I think, Fred, this game has got opportunistic goals written all over it. And when we talk about opportunistic goals, there's one player I think about from the Devils, and that is Lockie Hay, our smoky from the country league in Victoria, who just knows where to be in all the right places. We saw it against Frankston. He travels well. I think Lockie could be in for another big game this week. Just pushing up to the wing and then pushing back, and being at the feet of Huge, Dixon, and Sam Siggins. I think he's in line for another 3 this week. I've loved watching him the last couple of weeks, because he's just getting better every single week, it seems. And looking forward to another big game from Lockie. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he's really ready to play a good game here. I think, like you said, he's got a really good opportunity against a side like Werribee that, if their guard's down, he could really take advantage of his skills and his goal smarts around goal. Because like I've said before, he's got really, really good goal sense, and he knows where to put himself. And like he could absolutely have a field day and kick 4 or 5 goals, and we'll be sitting here. Well, you can sit there and give yourself a pat on the back, and that's all she wrote.
Absolutely. Who are you watching this week, Fred?
I've got my own Rory Wright this week.
Good one.
He's only 18 years old, but he's 184 centimetres, so he's a mid-sized player. Now, with Zach being out of the team, I'm kind of thinking and hoping they pop him up on the wing and give him Zach's role, because he has got that talent and he has got the speed, and he's quite good with his disposals. Like he's not Zach's sort of level, but he's still got that intelligence to play a really, really good, smart game and get the ball to the ball users. He averages 17 disposals a game. He's 10 kicks sort of a game. So he's got a good balance of kicking and hand passing. Like it's not one-sided and you think, he's just going to kick or he's just going to handball. So, he could sneak forward and kick a goal or two. He's like I said, he's super talented. He can mark, tackle. He's got it in him. I think they should give him a go at the wing and give him Zach's role. Probably let him try it the same way Zach does, how he floats defensive and then zips up forward. But if not, just sort of say to him, stick on your wing, get out there for the for the switches or come in from the wing and get in the middle for the kick into the middle and move the ball on. He could really have a really good game, and I'm hoping he does because I picked him.
100%. It's a great call, and I can't believe we haven't talked more about Rory Wright, because he's one of these ones that just goes under the radar, and he does a good job every week without being spectacular. He's just a great role player, and I think we will see him come alive if he does get the starting on the wing and pushing back like Zach Adams does. I think it's a really great call. His foot skills are excellent. Him and Baxter Norton are sort of cut from the same cloth. Very highly skilled, see the game really well. I think Rory can be a little bit sloppy by foot from time to time. But other than that, he's been a really good addition, and I actually think this is the first time we've brought him up on the podcast, which is a crime, because he's been excellent in the majority of the games this year.
Yeah, I mean, to be 18 years old and averaging 17 disposals is quite good. It just shows that his development is real. He's got enough talent to be in the VFL, and like I said, he's only 18 years old. He could quite easily be playing still in the Coates Talent League, like if he turned 18 at the right time. So, yeah, good on him, and I really do hope he has a good game, and then he can come on to the pod and say hello, I reckon, after he has a good one.
100%. Well, if he wants to come on before he has a good one, we'd be more than happy to have a chat with Rory. That'd be great. All right. On the flip side, now let's talk about our players who need to lift. Kai Cameron is my who needs to lift this week. Fred, I hate doing it. He's my boy. I've been on him since day one. But I reckon it's time we saw Kai Cameron take the forward line by the scruff of the neck and have a huge game. I want to see 3 to 5 goals from Kai this week and just see him getting involved in absolutely everything. Push huge, push Siggo out of the goal square, tell him not to come within 20 metres, and just own that deep forward position, because we know he's got the hands to grab everything. He grabs the ball like Travis Cloak used to with his sticky glove on. And I just know that Kai Cameron belongs in the VFL. We just need to see it more consistently. So I'm putting the call out to Kai this week. We want a big game, mate. We want to see you absolutely dominate and kick 3 to 5. And show us all that you belong at the level. How have you seen Kai Cameron's first month and a half?
Yeah, he's been up and down, but he just every now and then he does show how good he is. He's got a really good set of hands for a mid-sized forward as well. Even if they tell him to play half forward and come up the ground and get involved a bit more, I think he needs to get his hands on the ball a lot more, just to give him the confidence to do what he needs to do. All it takes is a few good rough contests and get a few kicks up the ground, and it's quite easy to feel good about yourself. And Kai has been, like I said, he's shown bits where you're like, well, what's this guy doing in the VFL sort of thing, and then he just goes to sleep a little bit, and that's really sad because he's such a good player, and you got a number one fan in Jared there, Kai. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, he needs a hair tussle and a bum pat too, I think.
100%. Who do you think needs to lift this week?
Yeah, I've got mine, Geordie Payne. I know. I like Geordie Payne a lot. I like how aggro he is, and he really does put a lot of effort into how he plays the game. I just haven't seen enough of him for me to be confident that he's going to be playing all year and then he'll be just on the fringes. And I really hope this doesn't happen to Geordie, because they need these little firecrackers around the ground. he's only getting 10 disposals a game, and he's probably playing in one of the harder positions too. He plays in the half forward, and it's really hard to play half forward in the modern game because it's either you come up the ground, it goes over your head, or you stick back and you're in the dangerous forwards way. So it's just a bit of a catch-22 sort of position in the modern game. So I would just like to see Geordie just sort of get involved more. Like even if it's up the wing and he pushes up, even if his player comes with him, maybe even play on the defensive side and come through because of how aggressive he can be. And he shows that he can kick the ball quite well. He can do it. He's got a good set of hands too. So I just want to see a little bit more from him. And like I'm a massive fan of him. He's just got that. He's got that aggro about him. He lays a good tackle and he gives him a big shove. You know, like I love that stuff because you know if he lays 2-3 good tackles, it could get him up. He's probably one of those guys. If he does do a big tackle or something like that, he'd get himself up and about. So let's just hope he gets a few good contests straight up and he's up and about and he's going.
Don't mind this call, Fred. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually move him back into the middle this week with Robbie Fox touch and go, and Jai Menzies also no certainty to play. He might get that inside mid roll, which I know he would love because he just loves being on the bottom of the packs, but he putting elbows in people's faces. And that's what we want to see more of from Geordie. Get that aggro and take it out on the ball rather than the opposition team's forward pockets. I really like that call, and I hope he gets a chance this week to really put his mark on the game because ex number one pick in the mid-season draft for North Melbourne. Yep. He's obviously got something there. Let's see it at VFL level. Yeah. All right, on to the news. I think we'll have some big changes to the team this week. Zach Adams will be out. Robbie Fox is no certainty. Jai Menzies also no certainty. He pulled up pretty sore with his hip injury after the game, by all reports, after absolutely dominating on one leg. Keep an eye on Bailey Bogue, Harry Bales, and young Papronti, which is that's a pretty good name, Fred. Papronti.
Ooh, he's in the 22 straight up. There was some good ones in that. There's some good ones in the Werribee team too, by the way. Sorry to cut.
Oh yeah, who did you see?
Oh, I can't remember, but I was like, oh, that's all right. We'll soon find out.
Absolutely. In other news, the Tasmanian government is pushing the AFL to host the 2027 AFL draft in Hobart. Now, I was thinking about this, Fred. This would be unbelievable if that could happen. All the young blokes, the top 20 picks, fly down to Hobart for the draft. Just wondering where they would have it because they like their separate rooms. I like to tune in and watch the draft. They all like to be in separate rooms, and I'm just wondering how they would do it and where they would have it. And I'm wondering if maybe they would just book out a floor at Rest Point and have it there. Other than that, I'm a bit confused as to the setup of an AFL draft in Hobart.
I'm going to have to put Poo-Poo on this one. I don't think we've just got the facilities to do it. Like you look at the Crown Palladium and things like that. They're bloody massive places, and they've got rooms everywhere. Rest Point doesn't have enough room. I mean, they could probably do the main draft at maybe My State Bank Arena. They could sort of have that there, but then they still got to have the war room. They call them the war rooms in America. The war room is like where they're doing the drafting and the scouts are there and all that. But I'm sorry, I just don't think it'll happen. I don't think we can. It's just they're going to have to either just put them up in rooms scattered all over Hobart, and then you think of the production costs and having cameras everywhere in different spots, and then you got. Like I've seen behind the scenes, and then you've got to have producer trucks everywhere, all over the place. I just don't think it's going to work out. I'm sorry, Rocky, mate. You're missing the mark on that one.
Let's see if it happens, eh? I'm keen for all events to happen in Tassie all of the time.
Me too. Me too. Don't. Yeah. No, I'm a very, very staunch Tassie boy, and I love everything in Tassie. But I can see the logistical side of it not working. I think it'll just cost way too much money, and the AFL don't like spending too much money on things that don't bring money in. So I don't think the draft would bring too much money in. It might have a lot of buzz around it being the first Devils draft. You know, like I don't see it. I don't see it. But in saying that, if it is held in Melbourne, I reckon I'm going to make a little trip over and have a look.
So I
can get around in there and have a look around.
Get on the red carpet.
I'd look great on the red carpet, I reckon.
Yeah, you'd. I'm just picturing you with one of the Wags dresses.
Yeah. I just had a thought that, you know, I'd be in a nice tux. I'd have a nice tux, but the tux would all be like short sleeve and shorts. Like I wear shorts everywhere, all time of the year, and I'd wear me flip flops, me Nike flip flops on the red carpet, going around with me crappy little microphone that doesn't work properly, interviewing people. They'd be like, "Who are you?" Oh yeah,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, just answer the question, mate.
All right.
I'd probably be 3/4 pissed as well. So
yeah, for sure. Doing the podcast proud.
Drink responsibly.
All right. Let's wrap this baby up. Who's going to win, Fred? By how much?
I think we're going to win. She's going to be about 19 points, I think. I don't think we're going to get away with it as good as what we think, especially if Jai doesn't play and Robbie doesn't look like he's playing. And so I think we'll find a way, but I don't think we'll find a way as good as what we wanted to win by.
I've also got the Devils winning. If Jai plays, we'll win by 30 points. If Jai doesn't play, we'll win by 15. That is my call. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. We are on 142 subscribers at the moment. We've got a goal to reach 150 by round 9. It's currently round 6. So we are well and truly on track. We'd love for you to be the 150th subscriber. We'd also love for you to be the 143rd subscriber. So if you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Did you want to mention the competition, Fred?
Yeah, competition. We're going to have a competition for the Southport v Devils game at North Hobart Oval. I've decided without telling Jared that it's going to be 4 adults tickets. So if you want to take your kids, that's fine. But we're making it open if you want to take your mates and have a good weekend on us, sort of. Anyway, so I'll do a little short. Share this episode. That's a very important part. And subscribe and then write done underneath our underneath the post that I will shortly be doing.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you again for watching. We can't believe you've made it this far. This is the Devil's Den. Always remember, Devils fans, the map is back.
When the Devils hear us roar, unstoppable.